They weren't written to scare anyone. They were written by people who were scared. Every detail lined up: times, places, symptoms. Descriptions eerily similar to government-leaked documents. One even included a drawing of a symbol, later found on a declassified NASA file. The posts went viral fast, too fast, and then gone. Deleted without explanation, accounts banned, and the users behind them haven't posted since. Many believe it was just Reddit being Reddit. Others? They say the government intervened to remove evidence, control the narrative, and keep these encounters buried. Information not meant for the public, not meant for you. I'm Disturbing Jack, and these are 3 true alien encounter stories Reddit doesn't want you to see. I don't expect anyone to believe me. Honestly, I wouldn't believe me either if I heard this from someone else. But something happened to me 2 weeks ago, and it's been messing with my head ever since. I wasn't even going to post this, but the dreams keep getting worse, and I need to get it out. Somewhere. Anywhere. I woke up at 3:12 a.m. That wouldn't be weird if I was a light sleeper, or if I had pets, or if I lived near a busy street. But I don't. I live alone in a quiet suburb. I don't have sleep issues, and I don't wake up for no reason. But that night, something pulled me awake, like I had been yanked out of sleep. No noise, no nightmares. Just this heavy, inexplicable sense of wrongness. Not fear, not yet. Just dread. Like I'd forgotten something important. Like something was about to happen. I sat in bed for a few minutes trying to rationalize it. Maybe a bad dream I couldn't remember. Maybe a sound that didn't register consciously. I checked my phone. 3:12 a.m. battery at 74%, notification 0. I was about to put it down when I noticed something strange. The room was too quiet. It's hard to explain. There was no ambient sound at all. No hum from the fridge, no wind, not even the distant bark of the neighbor's dog. I didn't even hear the electric buzz from my power strip, which I always notice when it's dead quiet. Then I heard the humming. It was faint at first, a low, steady vibration. Not from inside the house, from above. It grew louder, slowly, like something was descending. I got out of bed, walked barefoot across the carpet, and peeked out the window. Hovering maybe 50 feet above the cul-de-sac was a massive black triangular craft. I say craft, but it didn't look like anything I've ever seen. Matte black, no seams, no visible panels, just 3 glowing orbs, one at each corner, and a central light pulsing softly in the middle. It didn't make sense. It was huge, yet completely silent aside from that low-frequency hum that vibrated in my chest. Then it projected a beam of light, straight down. It wasn't like a flashlight or a searchlight. The air inside the beam shimmered almost like it was charged, and in that light stood something alive. It had a human shape, but stretched, unnaturally tall and thin, with arms that reached past its knees and legs that bent the wrong way. No clothes, no visible features. Its head was oval, tilted forward slightly, and I swear to God I could feel it looking through me. I couldn't breathe, couldn't scream. My knees locked. I don't know how long I stood there. The next thing I remember, it was 7:36 a.m. I was back in bed, fully under the covers, drenched in sweat. The sheets were twisted like I'd been thrashing all night. I ran to the window. Nothing. Just cars, trees, and sunlight. I told myself it was a dream, a night terror, sleep paralysis maybe, but deep down I knew that wasn't true. Everything had been too vivid. The hum in my chest, the static in the air, the feeling. And then I saw it. On my arm, near the inside of my elbow, a small triangular burn like a faint brand. 3 perfect dots forming a triangle, maybe half an inch wide. I took a picture, tried uploading it to Reddit along with my story. I titled the post, "Woke up at 3:12 a.m. to something that wasn't human." The post blew up almost immediately. Dozens of people messaged me. Some called me a liar, but others sent me similar photos, drawings, descriptions that matched mine exactly. Some even said they remembered 3:12 a.m. as well. Others talked about missing time, strange dreams, static interference on electronics. It was wild, but then the post vanished. I didn't delete it. Reddit did. My account was suspended for violating site policy. No details, no appeal. The photo? Gone from my phone, corrupted file. My backup? Deleted. And then people started messaging me from burner accounts saying they'd saved my story but couldn't repost it. The thread would vanish within minutes. A week later, someone emailed me anonymously. No greeting, no signature, just 5 words. "You weren't supposed to see." I don't know who they are. I don't know what I saw. I just know that it was real. And that someone, or something, doesn't want us talking about it. That triangle on my arm, still there. It hasn't faded. I signed an NDA in 2004. I know I'm breaking it by posting this, but what are they going to do? Sue me? Everything I'm about to say was posted to Reddit 3 years ago under a throwaway account. It stayed up for less than 8 hours before being taken down. My account was wiped. A week later, I got a call from someone who didn't introduce themselves, who told me very calmly, "If you post again, it won't be a takedown, it'll be a cleanup." So yeah, I'm not posting under my real name this time. I was stationed at a remote Air Force testing facility in the Nevada desert between 2002 and 2005. No, not Area 51. People always jump to that. But it wasn't far. Our unit was primarily tasked with electromagnetic surveillance and flight tracking. 99% of the time, it was boring. Satellites, drones, weather balloons, test flights. Lots of paperwork, lots of coffee. But in November 2003, something changed. We picked up a signal. A high-frequency, ultra-narrow band pulse that didn't match anything in our catalog. It wasn't random noise. It repeated every 8.4 seconds exactly, for 3 nights straight. On the 4th night, a black, unmarked helicopter landed at our facility. 2 men got out. No insignias, no names, no ranks. They told our commanding officer that our team was being reassigned for a short-range recon experiment. That's not unusual in itself, but we weren't told where we were going. We were flown blindfolded. That was unusual. When we landed, the temperature had dropped. Felt like high elevation. We were driven for maybe 10 minutes in complete silence until we stopped at a hastily assembled black site. Tents, portable labs, a makeshift airstrip. They told us the signal had originated from a downed object, roughly 2 miles east of our position. We were briefed to scan for residual EM output and run thermal imaging sweeps. We were not to interact with or approach the anomaly under any circumstances. The word anomaly made my skin crawl. So we went out, just 4 of us. It didn't take long to find it. The craft, because that's what it was, wasn't buried or crashed. It was landed, like someone had placed it there. Smooth metal hull, no visible seams, roughly 20 feet across, like 2 shallow saucers fused together. No markings, no scorch marks, no cockpit. Just one perfectly circular door sealed shut. The metal was cold to the touch, ice cold, even in the middle of the desert. We set up our equipment, but as soon as we powered on the scanners, everything died. Batteries drained. Radios went silent. Even our watches stopped. Then we heard it. A rhythmic clicking sound like something tapping metal from the inside. Slow at first, then speeding up. We backed off, fast. That night, they brought in a second team. Hazmat suits, radiation gear, the works. We weren't told what they found, or if they even got it open. 2 days later, the object was gone, vanished overnight. No trucks, no sound, no explanation. Just an empty crater where it used to be. The next week, we were flown back. No debrief, no medals, just NDA paperwork and a pat on the back. 3 months later, one of the 4 of us disappeared. Officially AWOL, unofficially. He started telling his wife about the anomaly, then he stopped coming to work. Then he stopped coming home. 2 months after that, another one of us had a car accident. No witnesses, no camera footage, nothing to investigate. That leaves 2 of us. I haven't spoken to the other survivor since 2006. He won't return my calls. Last I heard, he moved to Alaska. No forwarding address. I decided to post about this on Reddit in 2021. The post got over 700 upvotes in a few hours. People were asking good questions. Some even claimed to have seen similar craft near the Sierra Nevadas. Then it was gone. Account banned, posts scrubbed. Even archived versions were 404'd. That was when I got the call. The voice didn't threaten me directly, didn't scream, just said, "You signed a document. We're offering you a second chance. Take it." Then the line went dead. I haven't spoken about it since, until now. I don't care if you believe me. Just ask yourself one thing. If the government found something they couldn't explain, something they couldn't control, do you really think they'd tell you? My brother Alex was a rational guy, not spiritual, not paranoid. He worked in IT, loved hiking, hated people. Never posted online unless it was code or sarcasm. On July 8th, 2022, he vanished without a trace. This post is what he wrote the week before he disappeared. His Reddit account was removed a few hours after I found it. The post had 0 comments. I archived it, but even the archive went missing 3 days later. I'm posting this now because I think someone needs to know, even if it doesn't change anything. Posted July 2nd, 2022, use/folding sunlight, now deleted. This is going to sound insane. I don't care. I just need to write it down. Something happened to me in June 2021, and it's been ruining my life in slow motion ever since. That summer, I took a solo trip out to Medicine Bow National Forest in Wyoming. I'd camped there before. Secluded, peaceful, no light pollution. I brought my telescope, my drone, and enough food for 4 days. The first night was perfect, clear skies. I saw Saturn through the scope. I even caught a meteor. At around 2 a.m., I saw something strange. 3 lights in a triangle moving silently across the sky. No blinking lights, no sound. I recorded it on my phone thinking it was a drone formation, but the video wouldn't save. My phone crashed, then rebooted itself. Weird, but not terrifying. That changed on night 2. At 1:47 a.m., I woke up in my tent. No noise, just that feeling. Like the air had changed, pressurized, heavy. Then I saw the shadows. 3 long, thin silhouettes moving just beyond the tent wall. Too tall to be human, no voices, no crunch of footsteps, just gliding. I stayed still, held my breath, then I blacked out. When I came to, it was morning. Bright sunlight, birds chirping, everything looked normal, but the drone was gone. My backpack was unzipped, but nothing taken. My watch, which I always wear to bed, was missing. In its place, a small gray stone about the size of a coin, smooth, warm to the touch, with an engraved symbol I couldn't recognize, like a spiral inside a triangle. I packed up and left immediately. Back home, I tried to post about it, not to Reddit, just to a private Discord server with friends. The post sent, then disappeared. people said they never got it. I started getting static interference on every electronic device I owned, Wi-Fi dropping, phones freezing, microwave clicking. And I started hearing things. That same low-frequency hum I'd heard in the forest. Not all the time, just at night. Worst part, my sleep changed. I started waking up at exactly 3:11 a.m. every night. I'd be fully awake, sweating, heart pounding, with no memory of dreams on just that sound, that hum. I went to a doctor, ran blood tests, normal. Neurologist, nothing wrong, psychiatrist. Possible stress-induced delusions. But I'm not stressed. I was doing fine before that night. I started researching, deep dive Reddit threads, government patents, declassified files. That's when I found something that shook me. An unreleased NASA briefing from the early 90s, uploaded to a .onion site and immediately scrubbed after. Inside, hand-drawn sketches, including the exact symbol on the stone I found. No explanation, no metadata. Just labeled as Specimen 3B. Biological external artifact. I still have the stone. I keep it in a lead-lined box now, after my plants started dying when I left it on the windowsill. Every time I try to share this story, it gets deleted. And every time I sleep, I wake up at 3:11. 1 minute before the time everyone online says they show up. I think they're preparing something. I think I was tagged. If I disappear, I want this to be out there. If this post stays up more than a day, it means maybe they've moved on. But I don't think they have. I think they're coming back, maybe tonight. End of original post. I found that text saved in his Notion account. It had no title, no tags. Just buried in a private page. He never told me about this story. Not once. I only found it after filing a missing persons report and going through his laptop. What scares me most is this. His phone was found powered off with a dead battery, but the log showed it had been manually turned off at 3:12 a.m., the night he vanished. His car was locked and parked near the edge of the forest, keys in the glove box. The only unusual object in the car was that same gray stone in a plastic bag under the driver's seat. The police think he got lost, that he wandered off into the forest and died, that I'm looking for meaning where there is none. But I know Alex. He didn't believe in the supernatural. He didn't panic. If he left that story behind, it's because he wanted someone to know, and now you do. And if this video disappears, it won't be the first. But while you're still watching, like, subscribe, and remember what you've seen. These weren't just stories, they were leaks, posted by people who weren't trying to entertain, but to warn. And when the details got too real, they were silenced, deleted, accounts wiped, voices gone. But stories like these, they don't stay buried forever. Now you know, now you remember.